Yes. Adrian Haines is from Knysna, all the way from Knysna. I've also played netball, have my provincial colours as a Western Province netball player. Come, touch the ball, side and over. Back, go. It really threw me in the deep end. I got to learn a lot. And weird enough, a lot of the players had a lot of respect for me because the work I was doing was of good standard and I was actually doing a service to them. We're going to stretch it up and go to the first line and jog it back. Up. Quick, quick, quick. I decided to do my master's in sports management. This is my second year, so I'm completing this year.
Adrian Haines has been working in sports administration for many years and is extremely passionate about his career, often going above and beyond to make sure things are run with smooth accuracy.
It is quite stressful making sure that everything comes together. But it's something that I enjoy doing. So with the stress, you at the end of the day get a reward by doing what you love doing. Quickly with the MCs, me and Mr. Achilles will come down to the main hall. This is the slide. When I came to university, I started doing BCom law. Did my BCom law, went into honours for economics, and then at that time I was already working within sport as a volunteer and in the sports council. So I will be doing the slides, I'll be running the slideshow, and we will go through the run sheet now as to when you're coming onto stage. And I'll give you a copy of the paperwork just in case anything goes wrong on the stage. But everything will be on that monitor in front of me. And I realized that this is actually something that I love doing. I played sports, not so competitively at that stage, but it's something that really stuck to me, and then I decided this is something that I see myself actually working in, and that's how I started working in sports administration.
But while there's no doubt about Adrian's commitment to his day job, when the weekend rolls around, he packs away his sports outfits and starts his transformation into Adrian Galagazzi, drag queen competitor.
En hier kan jy net die bandjie nog deurtrek as dit 'n bietjie stywer. Né? Ja, hier kan jy mos 'n kap insit, dan staan dit mos mooi die borstetjies op.
En moet ek nog steeds die stones in die middel sit?
As jy nog tyd het daarvoor, kan jy lekker 'n groot enetjie
om droog te raak.
'n hele tydjie maar. Of anders kan jy hom so tik of jy kan iets insit wat jy gewoonlik insit.
Maar jy moet nog 'n contour word en alles.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Do you like it?
Yes, it is covering my stomach, and that's important.
Yes, because it was so high-waisted.
Yes. Baie dankie.
It's a pleasure.
It's a star. I can always count on you.
Yeah, last minute.
Thank you. It's not always easy telling your parents about it. I mean, I didn't even tell my mom when I left Knysna, when I came to varsity. At the age of 21, I went home, and I was just crying. And she said to me, without me even telling her, I accept you for who you are. And from that moment, I think, because I was going through a dip at the time as well, so everything was just getting for me too much, and I said, no, wait, I'm going home.
Adrian, with the help of his family, is preparing for Muskegon Kales River 2017. While initially not confident about entering drag competitions, he finally plucked up the courage to enter his first one 2 years ago and has never looked back since.
And I had one gay friend. He used to always tell me, Tracy Murphy, I don't know when you're not going to come out of the closet trying to be a man here with a girlfriend, Tracy Murphy. But obviously I was like, no, what are you talking about? But I was hanging out with him all the time. and Patrick is like, I'm so glad that you could be yourself and living Knysna now as a mature person, knowing who you are, and being able to go out there and actually accept that. So in a way, he pushed me to accept who I am.
Stunning.
Yeah. En het gaan bij die golden en die zwart ook gaan. Die rode schoen gaan met die rode rok gaan met die rode schoen. En dan die swimwear van het die gold string en die wol wat ons gebruik het.
Is dit die blauw?
Nee.
Die blauw. Okay.
Die blauw is die backup.
Oh, hij is baie maklik om mee te gesels. Hij is een mens. Dat is hoe ik Adrian zal beschrijven, een mens. Allemaal ken van Adrian. Allemaal komen naar Adrian toe voor advice. Wat ook al ons nodig heeft, Adrian is altijd daar voor ons.
Men moet niet die mensen entertainen judges, alsjeblieft.
Ik zal proberen.
Ik is een mens wat geloof, be who you want to be. Wees wat voor jou gelukkig maakt. Als dat is wat voor jou gelukkig maakt, dan is het fijn met mij. Ik zal je ondersteunen. En dat is waarvan ik... Dit gaat mooi met die outfit. Dit past met die outfit. Ik heb dat, ja, ik heb dat.
Kijk, mijn make-up is fijn. Want ik heb nou die pallet gekocht met die...
Die contour pallet,
oké. Maar ik heb ook die highlighting, die stage creation highlighting. Wat ons kunnen gebruiken daar niet op een meter laat poppen en dan kan het met die powders overgaan. En zie je zo op je rand, het is amper zo donkere powder gedaan, net om mijn shape te geven. Een illusion dat ik het een pear-shaped gezicht heb.
Ik kon eindelijk van kleins af zien dat Adrian gay is. Want ons is samen groot geworden. Adrian is eintlik meer soos my broer. Ons is nie soos niggie en hy is meer soos my broer. So ek kon sien van kleins af, alhoewel hy het nooit vir ons gesê het nie, ek kon dit sien. Die mense is nie so open-minded soos die mense in die groter dorpe is nie. So ek dink dit is 'n groot difference. Ek sorg net dat hy altyd stunning lyk. Ek is net altyd, "Go Adrian, wees net die beste, gee jou beste, lyk stunning."
Adrian says it was at first difficult for some of his family members to accept his lifestyle choice. But as the years have progressed, the majority of his family are incredibly supportive and have become his biggest fans.
Ik represent nou die mans netbal en dan sit die vrouens rugby, die mans rugby en dan die sokker mans, vrouens sokker.
Ik wil nog tegen jou.
Okay. En voor mij was het een vrouw aantrekken.
Ik wil nog tegen jou.
Okay, so is fijn.
Ik heb het s'nachts met mij.
Is dat niks nachts? Oma is gelukkig met mij.
Ik heb
Wat een type kind was ik geweest toen ik klein was?
Ik was bij een zoete kind.
Was ik een zoet kind? Een slim kind?
Ja.
Was ik slim geweest? En wie aardig?
Altijd pa.
Altijd aan mijn pa. Ik heb verteld van hoe ik op mijn kop gevallen.
Die van die manier op mijn afgevallen.
Van die val afgevallen?
Op je kop.
Hoe heb ik op je kop gevallen?
Je dacht helemaal.
Dus die dacht ook in de krijg gespeeld daar. Maar dit was moest niet bij adrenaline, want ik van die val afgevallen. En aan die drijven. Maar ik heb bijenpak gekregen. Oma zegt het zoet, maar ik heb een bijenpak gekregen. Ook heb ik bijenpak gekregen. Zo was ik maar stout geweest. Was ik zoet stout geweest. En gelukkig, ons moest maar nou een baie close familie geweest. So die feit dat Babi moest nog maar altijd daar voor ons alleen was een Tineline loop ons nog maar daar. Was ik baie gezond?
Ja, dat was zo'n weekend.
Was ik gezond?
Ja, heel stukje.
Ja, ik ben vandaag ziek nou, zoals ik
ja.
Earlier, we met Adrian Haines, sports administrator and netball coach, who with the support of his family has turned his passion for dress-up into the creation of his alter ego, Adrian Gilardi.
You're such a diva.
The origins of the term drag queen is largely disputed, but one of the more popular beliefs is that it is a theatrical acronym for dressed resembling a girl. Female impersonation goes as far back as ancient Greek and Roman literature, as well as classical Chinese theatre, when women were generally banned from performing on stage, and so men had to perform all of the parts. In Japan, classical dance dramas called kabuki was a woman-only art form, but once females were banned from performing in 1629 for being too erotic, males took over the roles. This was the same during the Shakespearean era, where men would play both male and female roles until 1660, when King Charles II finally lifted the gender restrictions on stage and allowed women to play themselves. Men dressing up as women didn't become a countercultural phenomenon until it became associated with homosexuality. In the early to mid-1900s, female impersonation had become tied to the LGBTI community and thus criminality. In 1969, the Stonewall Bar in New York changed everything. Police tried to conduct a raid of the only LGBTI bar in the area at the time, which ignited 3 days of riots. In 1974, Andy Warhol created a series of Polaroids centered on prolific drag queens. 1 year later, the Rocky Horror Picture Show premiered and has since become a cult classic. In this era, drag queens like RuPaul have been considered drag royalty and have made a lasting impression on pop culture. Today, drag is seen as an art form and drag queens have become their own culture. Carl Richard, stage name Kat Gilardi, is a professional drag performer who regularly performs gigs all over the country with his bandmates Tiara and Angel, who together form Drag Act 3D.
If I was doing this every day, I have to get up at 1 a.m. in the morning to be ready for 5.
Like 12.
12 at night. Tia, how do you do this every day?
I don't know, I do like it though. You know, I like it.
We all know you like it.
From
Much better.
nothing
Yeah.
and then all of this, I do enjoy it. Sometimes I hate it, I do dread it. Most times. It's like, can't I just go out and just look normal? But
So do you think it's the same for a woman doing that 24 hours?
no, I think a lot of women are comfortable enough.
No, but I mean the woman that wears makeup every day.
The woman that wears makeup.
Like when she's making
I
eggs
do
in the
that.
morning, she's got her makeup
I
on.
don't even leave my gate if I'm not dressed. Okay, Carol, so I'm ready.
I'm ready as well.
What time will Chrissy be here?
Supposed to be after 5.
Yeah.
So it's already after 5.
Almost there.
Our faces change.
From manhood to girlhood.
From man to girliness.
You're such a diva.
Like Adrian, Kat has also entered many drag queen competitions over the years, and in 2010 won Miss Gay Western Cape. His family have also been very supportive over the years, and he has a great relationship with them.
Hij was een baie siklike baby. Hij was, hij het
Yes, a deficiency.
deficiency, soos die rooi selle, die wat selle opgeëet. En hij het enige tyd net uitgevlop. Hij was een Red Cross baba. Hij het groot geword in
I think I was 3 when I came out.
ja, en all of a sudden het hy toe maar asthma teen het gekry. Oh, hy was baie siek. Maar dankie Here, die Here het hom gedra en die Here dra hom nou nog. Hy was 27, wat is sy laaste pyppakkie vir my gegee.
Yeah.
En wat hy vir my gesê het,
Ja.
Sean trou nou mami. He's next in Mitchell's Plain vir my. So I'm moving out.
Yeah.
Daai foto.
She's how old was I? 12,
Yeah.
14?
Ek dink jy was
Why did you dress me like that? I saw the other picture yesterday. I was like 6 most probably, and I was at a party. Everyone's wearing like vesties and like hoodies, and I'm standing in a cardigan in my shirt, my buttons up till here. I was like, that's the first thing I saw, and I said to Errol burst out laughing, and he said to me, "Mommy, you and Paisley, I will Paisley through my whole career as your child. Why did you like Paisley so much?
Because ek het geluk
Do you realize no one wears Paisley anymore?
Jy is nou groot, jy dra dit nie meer nie.
Because it was ugly.
Ek was Paisley in.
You should have kept it for Naam. The outfits.
Really?
I'm standing at a party, eh? With everyone, I'm standing like in a 3-piece suit.
Met triple en dis 'n girlie wat vir hom gewys.
She was in love.
Sy was in love met sy koil by my. Sy bring vir my bokse chocolates. Toe hy moet my kop raak. Vir my kon sê mami, so en toe sê ek vir hom is jou keuse wat jy maak. Die is jou lewe, is wat jy van dit maak. Wherever hy 'n competition het, my man gaan nie. Hy sal my gaan doen, hy sal my kwaal. Maar hy sal een aan net voor my man se dood, né? Ek was surprised to sê my man vir my, koop vir my 'n ticket. En ons gaan toe Broadway en daar in die Kalupstraat. Daai aan toe hy al my man, toe sy suster ook saam. Hy sê nog vir my, koop vir ons almal tickets. Daai man se traan het geloop en toe kom sy suster na my toe sê, sy suster vir my. Jou man is regtig opgemaak met hom, want hy het nooit geweet wat die kind eintlik doen nie. Hy het gedink is hy wat op die pad is en hy verkeerde dinge doen, maar nooit het hy geweet nie. Maar hy was oorgehaal van hom. As ek hom sien, dan gaat my hart so uitvorm vir wat hy deurgegaan het as 'n kind. Baie saam met my gestaan. Ek het 'n tough life gehad. Hy was 'n kind wat altyd vir my gesê het, "Mommy, don't worry. Everything is going to work out for us." Ek is proud van hom. En hy is nog altyd my kind en ek is nog altyd lief vir hom. Wat hy trou. Toe hy kom sê hy gaan trou. O, jene. My man het gesê, nee, ek gaan werk. Maar ek het afgevat 3 dae. 3 dae van die werk afgevat. Ek wil net gedoen het wat ek kan. Maar hy het 'n kar gestuur vir my, hy het alles gedoen en hy het huis toe gekom en alles. En hy het alles op sy own gedoen. En sy pa was baie proud van hom. Want hy man het gehuil van hy daarin gekom het. Die man het gehuil, snot en trane. Hy het die speech gemaakt. Hy kon nie eens reg gepraat het.
It was daunting for me to do something where I knew it wasn't going to be, you know, financially, you know, stable for me. But I just thought, let me try. And with backup of my husband, they said to me, let's just do this because you haven't done anything for yourself. And so I did it. And it's still it's still a struggle because people kind of don't know sometimes what we do, but we're getting there. And I mean, it's 7 years and I'm still here. I think because of God's grace, I think I'm here. I don't think I'm here because I just have to be here. I think I'm here for a reason. I'm still doing this because my family is telling me to continue with what I'm doing and my husband's supporting me.
Now, what are you going to want me to make for supper tonight? Because I know you've got a long day ahead.
I don't know.
You always do that. I keep asking you, never know what you want for supper.
A carrot stick. I don't know.
You can't be that much on a diet.
I'm not on a diet.
I left hospitality also about 2 years ago to assist Kat and the group 3D with their bookings. I also wanted to try something different. It's been 12 years in hospitality. I left that to assist with 3D.
This is the song that I wanted to start off with first. It's called the Whitney Medley. What do you think of that?
That's a very nice opening, actually.
Okay, and then after that will be Knowing Me and Fifth Harmony.
Angel was leading this one, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
Okay. And to see Kat where she is now is very, very proud. And I always boast about it. So wherever I take my phone out and show pictures, they can't believe that the transformation from Carl to Kat, and they can't believe and they all want to meet Kat.
Before the break, we met Kat Gilardi, who is a member of the drag act 3D, who regularly perform all over the country. Supported by his family and husband, Kat has never looked back after making the move to become a full-time performer. As the sun goes down, Adrian starts to pull together all the elements in order to become Adrian Galagazzi for tonight's Egyptian-themed competition.
Obviously, to do well in these competitions, I need to put more time in, and that's what I've been doing. It's a costly thing. To make these outfits, going to different people, obviously, but my designer, Mommy, she always makes my outfits. She knows my style, so she will make me a dress exactly how I want it. And tonight, I'm going to try and explore something else.
Squeeze the pants. So, Tyler Banks is number 1. Adriana Galagazzi is number 2. Because
I'm sure it's not Adrian Galagazzi that you mentioned. It was number 2.
Yes.
Okay.
The tension is high as he and fellow contestants get ready.
I need to do this so I can find myself and find out who is Adrian Galagazzi really in this industry of drag, which is the industry. It's an art, it's like I said, it's a job for some people, and it's also entertainment for the crowd that comes out and to watch it. So you want to give the crowd a good piece that you're giving to them, but you also need to feel satisfied when you walk away from this competition.
Ladies and gents, let me introduce my co-host for the evening,
Obviously, I'm from the Southern Cape, so I entered competition there. So obviously, the pool is smaller, so my chances is better. Because here in Cape Town, you compete against girls that's been in this business forever. And it's their lifestyle. It's what they do. It's how they actually make, some of them, it's their earnings. For me, that's new into this business. It was just getting there and loving what I'm doing, but also wanting to win.
Desiree Lewis is a professor in the Women and Gender Studies Department at the University of the Western Cape.
Drag queens are men usually who perform femininity, often in quite flamboyant ways for beauty contests and so on, temporarily. And then, of course, are conventional men at other times too. So it doesn't involve that permanent transition. Drag queens perform gender in a particular way, which doesn't necessarily have anything to do with their sexuality. But because they are marginalized very much in terms of how they present themselves as sex objects, I think many drag queens would choose to be aligned with that grouping LGBTI. Being a drag queen involves, for example, competing, for example, Miss Gay competitions, competing for prizes about who is the best, who's most beautiful. There's a strange sense in which that's kind of mirroring ways in which women are objectified and evaluated. So there's something kind of conformist a bit about that, and it's not quite breaking away from the stereotypes. So there's an interesting mixture of being subversive and conformist in drag queen practices to me.
Local drag persona Odi Diva is a renowned South African cabaret performer.
It's, I don't know, Mrs. Doubtfire. It's Big Mama by Martin Lawrence. That's the comedic history of it, but it's always been done. That's the long history of it. It's from, I mean, it's that beautiful Madame Butterfly that was made by the Chinese, because it was still just men who played the characters, and you play that character for life. So it's always been a tradition. Don't get it mixed up with people's sexual dramas. First of all, it's entertainment. It's actually it's a long tradition and a respected one in certain cultures, and needs to be more of that respect coming through. I'm son of a preacher man, Anglican priest dad. Essentially, my dad is, I was like, my dad dresses in drag every Sunday. And there's an outfit with a backdrop and everything, and it's aqua lights and the whole thing. It's a whole show. Okay, there's incense, it's burning. So it's happy. So I probably would say it comes from that. But even more than that, for me, it's a religious experience for me to be on stage. It's a spiritual experience. It's an opportunity to educate, to to solve, as in salve, and to soothe and to inspire. That's what that moment is when you're up there. 1994 was the year of RuPaul's #1 hit, Supermodel. He became the face for Mac. Also now, as you start hitting sort of the noughties, you got Miss Gay Western Cape, literally becoming like really huge. One of the winners, he won like a Mercedes-Benz.
Despite the late nights and work that goes into preparing for drag queen competitions, Adrian never lets it interfere with his work commitments, which are always his first priority.
Hello. We're having our annual sports awards, and it was supposed to take place in 2016, and we couldn't have it because of the protest. The fees was full. Soos hy ligte nou loop aan die dawn. The earliest date that we could have it in the first term was today, and we actually had about 2 weeks to put everything that we had planned last year in place again so the awards can happen tonight. So everything was a rush, but it came together. The service providers that we worked with was quite keen on working with us again, so that wasn't a problem. It's just rolling out the whole event, and as you know, on the day, everything seems to fall apart, or things are taking too slow, or this is not right. And so, yeah, so I need to do my hair because I'm clearly not going to get to a hairdresser today. And let me just take this call. Sports having Adrian speaking. So I do it altijd moest doen. Dan doen we een halve maand op die stage.
Then I'll wait till they're completely done.
Okay. Kurt, is it fine? And Yvonne said she's going to wait till you guys are done setting up and then she'll do the draperies. There is a lot of stress on me because they will be calling me the whole day today. And apart from me having to do the sports awards, I still need to attend to my daily job, which is administrative work. And I'm a sports administrator for netball and dance sport. So those people still need my attention, and some of our dancers are performing tonight. So you need to make sure their music is there as well. And it is quite stressful because you're scared you're going to forget something. Thank you, PJ. It is quite stressful making sure that everything comes together. But it's something that I enjoy doing. So with the stress, you at the end of the day get a reward by doing what you love doing. Dan wil ek weet, die countdown. You know the opening slide that says UWC Sports 2016. Can he put that at the end of the opening slides?
Earlier, we saw Adrian get ready and compete for Miss Gay Khale's River. Despite all his hard work, he was not successful, but a busy work life means he does not have time to dwell on it too much, especially as he has another competition in his sights.
What do you think we should wear tonight?
Ik denk volgens onze kort hardpants.
Kat, her husband, and her bandmates Tiara and Angel are at her home preparing and planning for their next big show taking place this weekend. It's an open-air performance out in Wellington, an area where they are much loved.
I'm gonna be naked. I'm gonna be the same naked, the same way that you're gonna be naked. I'm gonna be naked.
So,
I got a black one for Angel.
So we gaan dus doen volgens dit gezien een nieuwe step.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's just it's almost like the jump one that we did, remember?
The side step.
It's like one to step. It's like
That side step came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's why I was so out of it.
And yes, me too, because you know me
Okay.
and my left leg.
Yeah, I saw. What?
You know my left
But
leg.
it's gewys ver van die jump story.
Yeah, it's the cross.
It's almost like what is that? This.
Yeah.
It's almost like that, you
okay.
know.
Yes.
It's you know.
Yeah.
The people in there.
Okay, that will work. That will work.
Okay.
That will work.
It's been a great experience for me because I have sisters that I work with, and I'm actually transitioning from male to female. So it's more than just drag, you know, it's never just been drag for us. We've been female impersonators, we feel. Instead of the whole drag concept, we're trying to, you know, be more natural. I've taken it further because now I am completely what I created 10 years ago.
I'm always nice when I'm out there because people don't have to come support us. People don't have to come out to the clubs, but they're just there to have a good time. And I would expect to give them the good time and, and show respect and get that back as well.
Adrian has decided to audition for the finals of Miss Gay Western Cape, one of the biggest events on the gay beauty pageant circuit. The auditions happen over the course of an afternoon, where drag queens are judged on their walk, talk, etiquette, and appearance. The best 12 make it into the finals of the competition.
Thank you so much for coming to the auditions of Miss Gay Western Cape. It's my real pleasure to welcome each and every one here. These are your previous Miss Gay Western Capes. They will be your judges, and they will explain to you what you should have and have not.
The nerves, I got sick as I was sitting here. I was like, oh my God, it's because you need to now take all of that in, and it's a lot of pressure on you.
The word is disqualified. And for the finalists which I've chosen, some of them are already disqualified already because they're giving me 5 minutes before they tell I've got the flu.
I asked myself now, am I ready for this? And I was preparing for quite some time, but still sitting here now, I was asking myself, because it's very serious, and I mean, these girls, previous queens went through all of that. So I'm just hoping that everything will go. I've been in pageants with some of these girls before. It's seasoned queens, so they know exactly what to do. They know which pose to do, and they know which answers to give. So for me, I just need to every time take it in my stride.
And it's a lot of money, guys. If you're not going to do it properly, then don't do it at all. Because a dress is 5 grand, a week is 2 grand, and we can use that money somewhere else. So if you're not going to give 100% now, today, or going forward, then don't do it.
Just Khiladi?
Yeah.
Good luck, girls. May the best.
Miss Gay Western Cape gives you the platform to express yourself and make necessary changes that you would like to see in your community. Let them ask a question. I'm just waiting for the contestant before me to get done, so I can get this over done with, because it's quite nerve-wracking. Also waiting here, because every time more time is spent behind the stage. The nerves just gets more and more. I'm quite nervous at this stage.
For you, just be yourself and answer correctly, you know?
The third time I've entered this competition. So the maturity that came with the experience that I've gained in entering this competition just pushed me into that direction and choosing this garment. I never saw me in a dress. I knew I was gay, but I didn't see myself dressing or conforming to the drag world. However, when I came to Cape Town and I saw the experience of how the other girls enjoyed themselves and how they express themselves in what they feel is a female or how they feel inside, it pushed me to say, look here, you can do this. You can overcome your fears of what the community is saying or what the people is going to say. I'm gay. I played rugby in school and then I ran off the field and then I sat on the stand. That's how far I played rugby. So now I'm managing rugby, guys. And it was very difficult in the beginning because the first question everybody asked, what does a gay person know about rugby? So I told them simply, you don't have to play rugby to administer rugby. And This is something that I like doing and I want to do, so obviously it means a lot to me. So I just want to do well. And I can do top half and that's it, or whatever number they choose. But very nervous.
It is that moment now where determination is going to be made as to who's going to go through to Miss Western Cape's final this year.
Number 1 is someone that Mark has chosen.
Ruby Lee.
Allemaal dat ik die tafel opstaan en opzetten.
Number 4, Sandile. Next one. Andrea Khiladi.
I don't think wow, thank you. Thank you, dit is wie is dit? Wow. Let me finish now. Thank you.
Before the break, we saw Kat and her bandmates preparing for one of their biggest shows of the year in Wellington. We also saw Adrian achieve one of his goals for the year. He's made it into the finals of Miss Gay Western Cape. The big night is here, and Kat and her bandmates are edgy with excitement as the crowd awaits anxiously for them to take the stage and perform some of their greatest hits.
We're going on in a half an hour, so we're just going to perform and have some fun on stage because we love this crowd. This crowd is a good crowd, so we're glad to be here again.
Is it? I can see people coming when they
En onze t-shirt is heel langs, jongen. We willen bij dankie op Facebook Afrikaans. Bij dankie. Als we nog goed zijn, zijn jullie allemaal zwakjes dat we iets van doen? Dit is van wat aan. Wat je allemaal? 3D in the house. 3 divas. Are you ready? Dames and heren, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Wellington St. Albans is giving to you. Put your hands together for Miss Tiara Sky, Angela Lamore, and Miss Kat Gilardi.
Thank you so much for having us. If you don't know who we are, I'm Tiara Sky, this is Miss Angela Lamore and Kat Gilardi, and we are your girl, Khiladi.
Going round like surround sound, got me going out of my mind. Boy, I'ma make you mine, mine, mine. But you, my life, it's better like it's wine, wine, wine. And I'm not trying to rush you, take your time, time, time. Cause boy, you are perfection, you're so fine, fine, fine. Now you're mine. Said you love me, said that's how you feel. But on YouTube, let's keep it real. A million girls who watch him do the booty dance. take a chance. You want a girl that likes to dance around the pole, but it ain't the type of girl that I be. I'm the type that got the body and brains, who ain't trying to catch a brother with the ball and a chain. 8-bit I like ya, 16-bit I love ya, 24-bit you're mine. I hear you whisper in my ear, going round like surround sound, got me going out of my mind. Boy, I'ma make you mine, mine, mine. But you my life, it's better like it's wine, wine, wine. And I'm not trying to rush you, take your time, time, time. 'Cause boy, you are perfection, you so fine, fine, fine. Now you're mine, 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 mine. But you my life, it's better like it's wine, wine, wine. And I'm not trying to rush you, take your time, time, time. 'Cause boy, you are perfection, you so fine, fine, fine. Now you're mine. You see the 8-bit, he's always trying to fake it. 16-bit sweet, smoother than cream whip. 24-bit, he sends me out to orbit, always give me more of it. 8-bit, I like you, 16-bit, I love you, 24-bit, you're mine. I hear you whisper in my ear, going round like surround sound, got me going out of my mind. Boy, I'ma make you mine, mine, mine. But you my life, it's better like it's wine, wine, wine. And I'm not trying to rush you, take your time, time, time. 'Cause boy, you are perfection, you so fine, fine, fine. Now you're mine, 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 mine. But you my life, it's better like it's wine, wine, wine. And I'm not trying to rush you, take your fine, fine, fine. Now you're mine.
Wellington, make some noise. We be us.
Let's go talk about it, people. Thank you. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Three Divas. We thank you. Dames en heren, koos, we willen nog een kleine klap.
This is what this is what we do, this is what I do, this is what Tiara does, this is what Angel does. We do this. So, and we have a fabulous time on stage.
Yeah,
I mean,
especially together as well, you know, it's
was-
very nice to have that type of
It was so good. It was really good.
Yeah.
Society is acceptable of drag queens and they have a big support base. However, when it hits home, when it's your person that's doing it, that's not so acceptable. So it's fine for example, maybe the street to come and see me do a show here, which I will never do. But me doing a show here on this platform, and the people will come out and they will scream and they will cheer. But as soon as it's somebody in their house, then that whole role starts changing. I was earlier doing my nails by this lady, and very nice auntie, but she's like, oh, I can't wait for the show. We know the guy's gonna perform. It's like, we're doing a performance like doing drag or being gay is a performance, you're a performer, which all of us are not. We have stuff that we're interested in. You get your performers, you get your people that love modeling shows, you get your people just that want to drag and express themselves. And that society hasn't understood the whole different dimensions to drag that there is. So when they come out in drag, they basically have to perform, and it's not always the case. With that, it's already a statement for me saying, I'm keeping true to who I am. And although I'm transforming into drag, the performer person or the ramping queen, I still want to know that Adrian is still part of this and is part of this whole story, so that I never get lost in what I'm doing.
I continue doing what I do because I'm still getting that love from people. I think that South Africa has a long way to go. I do feel that we're getting somewhere, especially in Cape Town and the circles that I go in, that people are acceptable when they kind of know your story. I mean, wherever you go, wherever I go dressed like that, people are always gonna think, what is that? Is that a girl? Is that a boy? And there's always a stigma attached to what I do, not just for being gay, but for what I do.
The drag queen community has taken on many faces over the centuries, from cross-dressing performances to specific parodies of fixed gender and sexuality roles. Yet it is a sustaining art form that has had a lot of mainstream crossover due to its increasing popularity and commercial airtime. Both Adrian and Kat, like many performers before them, simply want an outlet for their artistic and creative expression, as well as the right to perform in whatever form they prefer. They both feel their ability to perform and transform has given them the chance to live their dreams.